Welcome to BS Garage. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Steve.
And we're going to check out a 96 Civic because that's the platform that we selected as our rally car. A couple of reasons why we picked it. What are those reasons?
Primary thing is that the 5th and 6th generation Honda Civics have a double wishbone front suspension, and we feel like that's going to give us more performance in the rally cross.
Because it's dirt. Really more about traction and making sure that you're able to maintain control over your vehicle while you're sliding around corners than just raw speed.
So this 1996 Honda Civic DX Coupe is going to come with a 1.6 liter D26 engine, making 109 horsepower from the factory and a 5-speed manual. You see from the pictures that there's some body damage. Some of the panels are banged up, and we're mostly going to be looking underneath the car to make sure everything's sound. Hopefully take it for a spin around the block, make sure that the transmission's not all jacked up.
You know, we're looking for things like slipping gears and, you know, do we have all of the gears? In a 20-year-old car, that is not a given, especially if they've been driven hard.
The listing says that the clutch was replaced recently,
which is a nice perk. If it does actually have a new clutch, that's a nice perk.
Yep. All right, so I think we're gonna get ready to get going, and we'll see you over at Camacho Garage in Cary. Just pulled in, sent the guy a Facebook message, and his response was, "I'll be back in 20 minutes. The car is in the back, have a look around." So we're off to a great start.
Yeah, this is already fun.
So we're maxed up and ready to have a look.
Alrighty. We're looking, oh, here it is.
There it is.
Oh, it's got
Red windshield wipers.
So the paint is, well, jacked up.
Right, it's sunburnt.
Yeah, not really something we're super worried about because we're gonna be racing it in the dirt anyway. Some dents, body work. Looks like that could probably just be popped back in.
Looks like that bumper was red and has been resprayed.
It's been resprayed.
Just a primer, probably.
Yeah, this thing's been hit, right? Looks like it's been in a fender bender. That's not body damage that's really gonna hold us up any.
Pull that out with a suction cup.
Yeah.
So overall impressions of the exterior?
About what we expected. Banged up.
Yeah.
But serviceable. Nothing is bent into the point where it looks like it's gonna rub against a tire. Nothing is like hanging so low to the ground that it looks like it's gonna get pulled off.
First surprise is that even though the guy's not here yet, just take a look inside.
Doors open, yay.
You can see it's a 5-speed manual. The parking brake is engaged, which presumably means that it's working. I guess we should give it a little shove. The interior is pretty clean. I mean, we're gonna strip all this out, add a cage, have to replace the seats. It doesn't really smell that bad. It doesn't seem like the person was a smoker or anything.
Nobody died in it.
We're weirdly missing visors. It comes with a nice little Pioneer stereo. Automatic roll up, roll down windows. Pretty cool. Come down here, look at these race pedals. All right.
Where is my hood release? I've got the gas thingy here.
Yeah.
I've got the trunk here. And then I was expecting my hood release to be somewhere here, and I'm reaching for things and I'm not. What the hell? It's more of a knob than a lever.
It was a lever at one point in its life.
Right.
Yeah.
It aspires to once more be a lever.
So yeah, hood release a little jacked up.
Okay. Okay, well, that all works fine.
That does not look too bad, honestly. It's like it's got a newer battery. There's not a lot of corrosion. We'll have to go and crawl underneath a little bit. I do see some oil buildup around the valve cover.
Well, it's all refreshingly simple in here after working on that Passat, right?
That's true. Yeah, compared to any German car, this is going to be a lot simpler.
We have to do a radiator swap. I can reach everything.
Right. Looks like it's got a newer O2 sensor, so hopefully it's running pretty smooth. We're going to have to wait until the guy gets here in order to start it. Valve cover gasket replacement is going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Now we're ripping off other people's catchphrases.
I thought that was always the intention. Well, I think we found our first Easter egg. There is a mud wasp nest tucked right up by the exhaust. Probably meant that it was sitting outside for a little while. I feel like that would be burned off if it was driven regularly. There is some oil residue down here where the head mates to the block. It's a little tricky to see in the video. It doesn't look that bad, so I'm wondering if it's just, you know, from being old. Presumably we'll have to do a tear down and replace stuff like head gaskets at some point anyway, so it's probably not a huge concern for us right now. Looks like the CV shafts were actually replaced recently. Everything under here looks pretty clean. Probably spent its life in the south, not a lot of rust. There is quite a bit of oil buildup on the bottom of the oil pan, but I don't see any drips on the gravel underneath the car right now, which makes me think that if there is any oil, it's just kind of a mist or a residue that's building up and getting baked on. Just getting ready to start it up. Little belt line, but no knocking, no leaks. So first impressions, seeming pretty good.
Yeah.
He said that the clutch was just done, everything else works.
Oh, that's mushy.
138,000 miles, mushy shifter.
Oh, very, very mushy shifter. Hard to tell what gear you're in.
But we can work on the linkage, that's no problem.
Yeah. Oh, it moves. Actually, it's kind of fun in that go-kart kind of way. Okay. Hard to tell what gear you're in, but it gets going. Yeah. I'm having no issues with that cover has to come off.
Oh, sure.
With clutch slipping or anything like that. Everything stays in gear. I seem to have all of the gears. I mean, it's what you expect out of Honda, you know, late 90s. They've got their formula figured out. Okay, actually something that's a little bit annoying about this car, it's got no tack.
Yeah, well, we'll add a tack.
It's a very surprising amount of giddy up even in 5th gear.
Oh, I'm not that surprised. I mean, these are good engines.
This is going to be a fun car for rallycross.
Sounds like you like how it feels.
I do.
Pretty good platform.
Yeah, it's a great platform. I think this is going to do us real well.
All right.
All right. Now, where the hell is that garage? All right, we just got back from checking out the Civic. It's not perfect, but most of the issues seem to be cosmetic. And at $1,200, the price is right. So we're gonna go back to the DMV tomorrow to wrap up the title transfer with the seller.
And then once we get it back into the garage, we're gonna have to start inspecting all kinds of stuff across the car. The maintenance record is basically non-existent, so we're gonna have to do a full fluid change and tune-up before we start doing any modifications to get it race ready.
BS Garage is gonna be documenting our whole process with the Civic. Maintenance, modifying it, and then finally racing it in the dirt for the first time. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bells, and also give us a like. That really helps with our discoverability. Thanks for watching.
And I'll see you under the Civic.